Hello there. Hi. Thank you for stopping. Thank you for watching our videos. This is Creative Events International. So I'm just making this fascinator that you can see. And the things I use to make this fascinator are very easy things that you can easily lay your hands on. So I used breast tube, what they use to pad blouse. Then I used yori yori fabric. So this in place of the yori yori fabric, you can actually use any fabric. It can be ankara, it can be um, like your normal satin, it can be your polo fabric like scuba, whatever the choice is. The most important thing is covering it with a fabric, and then to cover it up with a fabric also, I also use a liquid glue. The reason I use liquid glue and not hot glue, there is hot glue. The reason I use liquid glue is because it's the only glue that can be smoothened. If you use hot glue on it, it's going to like leave some kind of mark and all of that. So that will not work. So using a liquid glue, or you use Evo stick, or you use the liquid glue, something liquid that you can easily spread around it to get what this very smooth covering is what you use. And again, you might be wondering, okay, what's the size of the circle? The size of the circle does not really matter, so that's why I'm not really worried about it here. It does not matter. It does not matter because it has to depend on the size of the fascinator that you intend to make. All right, so this particular size I made was too big, but I wasn't really complaining because it helps with my illustration, so that you see the size, you will understand how to cut and then how to achieve your design. All right, so that's why I use this. So if you are going to cut a circle, I know that already you should know what to do to cut a circle. All you need is to fold your fabric into four parts, and then you take a particular radius to measure from the middle, round it, and then you cut out to get the circle. So after gluing everything to it like this, I will just start by trimming it out. So if you do not use a liquid glue, the material cannot actually stick to the chest wording like this. And you might want to say, okay, why don't we just iron? Remember that the facing that is on the chest wording, you only have one part that you can iron to glue, and sometimes when you even do that, it does not stick properly. So after cutting out, we just go ahead and then use our bias to go around the edge. Remember that the edge was not properly covered before, and you need to do something to cover it properly. So we just use our bias and then we go around the edge. And then to use this bias, you can just take it to a sewing machine and sew if you are okay with that. Then if you are not willing to sew, you can also just apply your um you can apply your glue to the edges while you just fold the bias through it. But if you ask me, oh, what method did you use, I sewed. It's neater for me to sew, so I don't really like, I don't know, I don't like doing too much of glue work. I don't, sometimes it's not as neat as when you sew. All right, so that's that. So after sewing the edges, ensuring that I already have a good lining at the edge, I will now start to fold it like I'm creating a rose. But you know that the roses is not going to be easily created since we are using chest wording. No, we are using breast tube. Hmm? And breast tube is strong, so it's not going to easily fold, and it's not going to be very easy for you to just like pull it together and get results. Yeah, so that's just it. So it's not going to be easy. So what I do is that at each point, maybe a distance of 2 inches, or if you like it very close, a distance of 1 inch, you are just going to create a fold. That's, you fold it, you fold it with a distance of 1 inch. You fold, after 1 inch you fold like you are pleating, you fold it like you are pleating it. As you fold like you are pleating, you sew it down. You fold like you are pleating, you sew it down. So that's what we do until I finish turning it round. It's a little bit are difficult for me to sew, for the needle to pass through now. So you can see how long it's taking me to like keep winding my needle and all of that to see that I'm able to pass it through. So it actually takes a little bit of my time trying to fix that. I had to start using plier and every measure that I can use to make the work easier for me. All right. So that's just it. We'll continue like this, and after that, I'll come back. If there is anything I need to explain further, I'll come back to explain it. So just keep watching, and you'll see how I was able to achieve this very beautiful piece. Thanks. So in case you are wondering if I made the roses at the middle, I did not make it. Oh, this is already made roses. It's a flower. I bought it like that. All right, so that you don't begin to say, "Oh, show us how to make the roses." No, no, no. I did not make it. I bought it already made. All right. So have a nice day. Thank you very much. Bye.